This is a spot in my home I didn't expect to mean so much. Just a chair by the window, a side table, a stack of books. But over time it's become a quiet retreat, a soft place to land when the world feels fast. In today's video, I want to share with you what this reading nook has taught me about slow living, presence, and the analog rituals that keep me grounded. There's something sacred about a space that doesn't ask much of you. This nook, this chair, isn't about doing, it's about arriving. When I sit here, I'm not performing. I'm not multitasking. I'm just here. It marks the beginning of quiet time. No notifications, no scrolling, just the soft weight of a book in hand, a couple of notebooks, pen and paper, and the grounding that comes along with it. This chair taught me that slowing down isn't something we achieve, it's something we allow. Two of the most grounding rituals I've developed here is, of course, the reading of books within the reading nook, as well as keeping a commonplace notebook within reach. My commonplace notebook isn't structured, it's not perfect, and it's not meant to be. Some pages are tidy, some pages are a little bit more messy, some pages have scribbles, and other pages have eloquent, neat handwriting. The point is that each page holds something that I didn't want to forget from the books that I'm reading, a sentence that made me stop, or an idea that landed deeply. This practice of having commonplace notebooks paired with the reading materials is not about perfection. It's not about eloquence. It's really just about honesty and resonance. Whether I write a single sentence, a single thought, or a page full of different ideas that I am acclimatizing to or assimilating, the act of writing slows my mind down and really brings me into the moment with the books and the material that I'm reading. This nook has also reminded me and taught me how fragile attention is and how much it's worth protecting. Here, in this space, I read one book at a time. I underline, I pause, sometimes I reread the same paragraph more than once, or the same sentence more than once. I just let it sink in. The world tells us to move faster, to consume faster, and this space reminds me to linger. If not just for a little bit longer, if not for all day. There's a kind of luxury in giving your full attention to a sentence, to a blank page in a notebook, and I think all of us could use a little bit more of that. Now, not every moment is filled with reading or writing in this space. Sometimes I just sit and I listen to hopefully the birds chirping outside, but more likely to the chaos and ensuing madness that takes place with screaming children in the background. But the point is, I sit there and listen, and when there isn't anybody around and I'm in that space by myself, I'm just listening to silence and the stillness. I let my mind wander sometimes. I let my mind focus on one aspect or idea that I'm cultivating. This space allows for all of that, for unproductivity, for beautiful stillness to ensue. And I've come to realize that the more space I allow for that stillness, the more I feel rooted, the more I feel grounded, and that spills into the rest of my day. So you'll find me sitting in this reading nook in the mornings, in the evenings, and on the weekends, if it's especially cloudy or rainy or snowing outside, I can spend an entire day in there, in this space, aside from family obligations, of course, which I'm happy to do. But this is one of my favorite spots, this reading nook. In fact, I love the idea of a reading nook so much, I've got two of them in my house, one in my study here, and one out in the living room over there. There was no intention to create a reading nook space other than I wanted a little bit of a place to sit down and read my books. And then over time, it just developed into an official reading nook. These spaces aren't grand. The nook isn't grand, and it doesn't take up that much space. It's a chair by a window, a chair by a shelf. It's pretty compact. These spaces have taught me presence, the attention of presence, the attention of joy, and the beauty of analog rituals. Maybe you have a space like this one, and maybe you don't. And if you don't, maybe this is your sign to create one. It doesn't have to be anything over the top. It doesn't have to be filled with the beautiful Pinterest style images that you see online with bohemian drapes and floating chairs or anything like that. To be quite honest with you, my chairs cost me $20 to $30. I got them in garage sales or marketplace. The shelves are all reused, leftover. And the books, well, they're probably the most expensive component in all of my space. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be grounding. It needs to be an invitation for you to come into that space, to sit down, make it cozy if you want. Have tea, warm drinks close by, have a nice side table, have a blanket or shawl to drape over your shoulders, and really just sink. If you do have reading nooks or a space, something quite similar to that, let me know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe buttons below, and consider buying me a coffee at, again, the description below. Thank you so much for joining me today and letting me share with you my quiet corners, my quiet spaces.